Hello, this is NES Kid 99, and I wrote a speech for my class, which I will be it's right over there. So I'm going to look at it and read it. I'm going to be presenting it to you for YouTube because I thought it was a good speech. I mean, I took some time on it. I presented it well. I mean, I presented it as well as I did in class because I guess nobody's grading me on YouTube except for those commenters and raters. But I'll try my best, so just bear with me. Alright. Responsibility. Who should it rest on to decide what content your child should be exposed to? Some parents believe it isn't their responsibility, and therefore put the blame on the industry that manufactures the product they believe is corrupting their child's mind. Sexual content and violence in video games are the topics covered in this speech. When a video game has content that is too mature for a child, the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, created after the game Mortal Kombat, was deemed too violent for small children and a rating system had to be put in place. Rates the game accordingly on a scale of EC, E, E10+, T, M, and AO. This system, much like the rating system for movies, denies the purchase of a game to a person who is under the required age group for purchasing the game. When a parent purchases the game for a child, they are deeming that the person who plays the game is mature enough to handle the content in the game. When this content turns out to be unsuitable for the child, these parents will attempt to remove the game from the market. This brings me to my next topic. The recently disbarred lawyer, Jack Thompson. Thompson is an anti-video game activist, and perhaps the most ruthless, unconstitutional, and pathetic lawyer to have his own Wikipedia page. He has attempted to sue game companies, stores, and even people related to the selling of video games. He has made ridiculous cases, and most, if not all of them, have been thrown out. He claims that video games train children to be violent and cold, heartless killers, and he is the stepping stone for parents who blame the industry. He blames acts of violence such as school shootings, suicides, and other violent acts on video games. Although, statistically, violence has decreased in teenagers since the early 1980s when arcades and video games started becoming popular. Parents aren't just blaming video games, but their controllers. Manhunt 2, a game that recently came out, received some criticism from parents, especially the Nintendo Wii version, for its motion controls, making claims of specific controls which were not true, but clearly believable to someone not familiar with the game. Another controller with some opposition was the Nintendo Wii Zapper, a controller which loosely resembles a gun that was to be used with rail shooters, or games that move from scene to scene and have the player shoot enemies with a light gun. Parents were opposed to this, asking, "What kind of messages are we sending to our children when we buy these?" Something like that. A solution may be to learn about the ESRB rating system and impose rules on the child, such as parental controls, which can be activated in all three of the systems out today, the Wii, the Xbox 360, and the PS3. Or simply talking to the child. Also, one may simply not purchase games purchase games that are too mature for the child, as it is illegal for them to purchase it if it is rated to a higher age level. Much like a movie is restricted from audiences younger than the age level. Continuing on. In conclusion, the answer is not to destroy the industry, but to take responsibility on what content should be available to your child. Okay, that's it. I was reading some articles, because I was trying to find a topic, and I came across that Wired blog about the Wii Zapper, and I had read that, and I decided it almost infuriated me because of how stupid it was. Like, back in, I'm gonna start talking about the speech a little, I guess, because you're still watching it, I assume. Back when I said, the real quote was like, "What kind of messages are we sending when we buy these for our kids?" I'm not the first person to bring this up, so you've probably seen everything about this, but that's sort of a stupid comment. Because presuming that you purchased it for your child, if you're morally opposed to purchasing it, you shouldn't be purchasing in the first place. Anyway, continuing on. I know I made some screw-ups in the speech. I'm sorry, I was reading it off the paper. I mean, I don't remember it by heart. I'm not that great, but Yeah, so I made a little slip ups, but you can understand. You get the gist of my speech. I thought it was cool, so I recorded it on YouTube. So that's pretty much it. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe, and feel free to do anything you want. I don't know. Comments are always appreciated. I always like people rating my videos. Rating my videos other than that L is real crap. I've already said my stuff on that. NES Kid 99 out. Thanks for watching.